Hi everyone, welcome to a part of Killing It. Last week, the gang decided it would be a good idea to attack a poor blue dragon. It didn't do much and flew away. After which, they continued to scour the tower that they were in to find the missing bronze. After doing so, they found him, returned him home, stopped the ritual, and were thanked by the adult that was back at Dragon's Reach. Dragon's Rest. One of the two of those. After which, they found themselves on a boat back to Waterdeep. And that is where we begin this week. Hi everybody, how you guys doing?
Good.
Is the stream not happening?
No.
Worst.
I'm glad you were
Sure.
paying attention to me talking, but
Well, I'm so over it not working. It was like,
That means we can say anything and it'll just get edited out in post.
that's very not true.
You just find the beginning and the end, clip it, and then put it up.
No, I literally hit start recording, and then when I hit stop recording, I just drag the file into YouTube and hit post.
Oh,
Like a Chad.
Yeah, I do know editing.
I love that.
So we're on a boat.
Yeah, so you're on a boat back to Waterdeep. Again, if you guys don't remember, you guys did hit level 4. I believe everybody leveled.
Yes.
And your boat ride's pretty uneventful. You make it back to Waterdeep. You have some gold to spend and goods to poffer. And basically, you guys have to figure out like what you want to do.
Hell yeah.
At this point, you guys have kind of realized that you work pretty good together, and probably on your ride back, unless somebody wants to make a new character and decides this is a good stopping off point. You guys basically decide that it's a good idea for you guys to just keep adventuring together. So with that being said, what do you guys want to do in Waterdeep? For those of you who don't know, Waterdeep is one of the major cities in the Sword Coast. It is the only other two that are of its size are Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter. And they are all along the coast. And kind of big cities. If you guys want to find anything or search for anything or do anything, this is kind of one of 3 or 4 places on the Sword Coast you guys can actually do it. So keep that in mind as you guys are doing whatever it is that you decide to do. But obviously,
I vote.
you guys need to find something to do.
I vote we celebrate almost killing a dragon and hit a tavern.
Okay.
Dwarf's always down for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swinton? Click-clack?
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, of course.
Tetris.
You said we're level 4, right?
Yes,
Yep.
I think I logged off last week and did level my character.
that's fine. You have time.
You ended doing laundry.
That happens.
Oh yeah, you were walking around naked doing laundry. I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Best 10 minutes of
Ooh.
my life.
Nice.
Roll them HP.
That's pretty good.
We might have some stuff to sell. I'm not sure what our loot list looks like, but
Yeah, one of you guys have
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to sell. I was the I
Your
was the
mule.
Yeah.
the keeper of all things.
You've
Yeah,
got
so there's a shop. Maybe we should stop by on the way to the tavern.
Yeah, we can do that. Offload some gunk.
Cool.
we still
What
have
are we
your magic shoes on Click Clack, right?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Are you going to beat them
Oh,
up and take them? Sell them?
No.
Is that the ones that let him speak Elvish?
No, they are boots of elven kind, which give him a bonus to his sneak, I believe.
Ah.
Yeah, I think he has advantage on all checks.
Dope. Well, I'm down to hit a shop.
Cool.
What are we thinking? Like like general goods, weapon shop,
Kind of. I mean,
smithery?
you guys can again. It's there's enough shops and enough randomness that you guys can basically sell everything off. Short of you guys wanting to, like, find something. Like something specific. Obviously, I could direct you towards it, but for the most part, like if you guys need something, you guys can just find it. Like it's not a big deal. Or if you need to sell something, you can sell it.
I'll look for like a general store so where I can see if I can trade off some of this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like I said, like you basically can sell everything. I'm not worried. This is a big enough town that like if you have like a pocket full of gemstones that you want to sell, there's a jeweler you can walk by and sell them. So
Okay,
you don't
take care of
really
this
have
on
to
my
worry
own.
about that.
Okay.
We're going to the mall.
All right. Davies, can we just convert all this stuff in my inventory to gold and whatnot?
Yep, that's basically what I'm saying.
Alright.
Unless there is something like specific in there that you're like, I want to try something silly with this or whatever. Like that's about the only thing that
We do have 7 candlesticks.
you do have.
Oh,
7
yeah, that is true.
candlesticks.
Yeah, cool. I'll convert all this stuff. Gotta get my calculator out.
I want to talk to somebody about this autograph that I've acquired from a legendary mercenary named Varneth.
Okay. Where are you? What are you trying to do with said autograph?
Get it appraised for the future, possibly.
Okay. So you know that, kind of the autographs of, well, you don't necessarily know this. Well, okay. Give me an investigation check. Let's see kind of what you can dig up for, info on like where you would sell it or who would be interested. Oof. Okay. I mean, yeah, like you ask around and basically everybody's just kind of like, why would I want an autograph from a washed up merc?
Fair enough. Okay.
That's
I'll
kind
just
of
keep
like
it in my book.
like the vibe is like cool. I'll give you 4 gold for it. Like it's nobody's gonna give you anything noteworthy for it unless you're friggin' hard up and need a pocket full of gold or
Yeah,
a
I think I'll
handful of
just
gold, I
hold on to
guess.
I think I'm going to keep this compass that I was given instead of selling that off because it's cool looking.
Okay.
Davis, can I convert all my silver and gold, or silver and copper to gold?
Yes.
What is the conversion for that?
10.
10? Cool.
Once we have gold, I do want to buy a set of navigator's tools because, like, my background is being on ships, but I have no navigator's tools because I didn't get it starting out.
Let me figure out how much I got and I'll let you know. I mean, I'm going to have plenty, but I just want to get all this together.
But other than that, I don't think I really need anything.
Yeah, we're sitting pretty good right now.
Just
Unless
like
someone wants an armor upgrade or something.
as a reminder, you guys can also buy like potions and that kind of a thing if you are interested in getting some extras. Not a bad idea to buy.
Yeah, right now
of
we're
those.
sitting at 790 in addition to whatever you guys have.
Damn. All right.
10 gold.
And I'll go ahead and I'll give Twin in the money and I'll let him go find a.
All I need
You'll
is like
find a
25
navigator.
gold. So,
Alright, cool.
so
I'll
I'd like
straight
to
25.
just go to the shop and get a set of navigator's tools.
Yeah, I mean you know down by the docks there are plenty of vendors down there that are more than willing to sell you a set. So You now have a set.
Nice. Now we won't get lost at sea, hopefully.
As lost as easily.
Yeah. But then I meet back with everyone, and I'm like, let's go hit up the tavern, I guess, see what's going on.
To the bars.
I'll
Wait,
buy
wait.
everyone a health potion before we head out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we do that?
Yeah.
How
All
much
right,
do the
so,
health potions run?
Oh, hold on real quick. We did go shopping, yeah?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you didn't go shopping. You are currently shopping.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm picking that up.
Okay.
Does that give me, I can use 2-weapon fighting, even?
Yeah, even if they're not light weapons.
Yes. So that will give me the ability to add my bonus, my strength my damage into my offhand attack.
No.
Your proficiency, right?
This is what very confusing, because it says it does.
Well, hold on.
It says the 2-weapon fighting.
Okay, 2-weapon
allows-
fighting is different than dual wielding.
Yes. It says it allows me to gain 2-weapon fighting.
You can use 2-weapon fighting, i.e., you can use 2 weapons. So if they're not light weapons, you cannot do it. Period.
Right.
But there is also a fighter class
Yes, that does the 2-weapon fighting.
that is called 2-weapon fighting that allows you to add your proficiency and bonus. No, you always get your proficiency. You get your damage bonus.
Mm-hmm.
You do not get that. That is only for fighters, paladins, rangers that can get access to that fighting style. The feat, the dual wielder feat, grants you a bonus to your AC, and it allows you to use one-handed weapons that aren't light.
Wasn't there a fighting style feat, fighting initiate, which basically lets you do that?
But that's another feat.
Yeah.
So, click-clack, Mike, that feat realistically is only going to get you a +1 bonus to your AC.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm reading farther down the list here. They said it's basically useless to take.
Yeah, unless you're a fighter.
Yeah, they said it's way better to take for fighters. Okay, so that's dumb. I'm getting rid of it.
Are you asking about shopping? Is there something you wanted to shop for?
I was going to shop for my life, but it's okay. I won't now.
Shop for your life.
So I'm just going to take, let me see, can I unlevel or can I just adjust? I'm just going to take the 2 points in my dex.
That's fine. You can just modify your sheet and remove that feat. I'm sure you could figure it out. If you can't, let me know. As for health potions, health pots go for 50 gold a pop.
I'll go ahead and get each of us one for 250.
Okay. That'll be 250 gold.
Sweet. Make sure we all add that to our inventory thing.
You guys potion of healing?
Who's gonna pass
What
those
do you add?
around? Do what?
Where do you add that?
You can just add it to your sheet. You can just type it in.
Where?
You can also, I think you can drag it from the compendium as well.
Yeah.
So if you go
I
to the
usually just-
compendium, the little eye icon, and you search for health potion, you should just be able to like click and drag that onto your character sheet, and it'll put it on your sheet. Mike, did you figure out your stuff?
Yeah, I just gave myself stats instead.
I don't. Elixir of health?
No, it is a...
Potion of healing.
is it Potion of Healing?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. So if you search for potion of healing, I think there's 3 of them there. Technically, I think all of them are probably the same, so you would just take the first one.
I just drag it out of my. Whoa.
And it should give you like a little indication that it's going to do something.
I already have one in there though.
Cool, you have 2 now.
But did I use it?
Nope. I don't remember you ever using it.
I
I
don't
don't
need.
think. I think you used second wind. I don't think you used a health potion.
Oh, okay.
And even if you did and it's still on your sheet, I'm telling you, you still have it. So congratulations.
I'm not trying to tell on myself.
Yeah. Don't tell on yourself.
Cool.
All right. So you guys went shopping. You found some stuff. Bought a couple of potions. Sold off everything that you didn't need anymore. And decided it would be a fantastic idea to go get schlobberknockered.
Hell yeah. I don't think there was any alcohol on the Dragon Island.
I mean, there's a little bit, but not like a place like Waterdeep. So are you guys going to a dive bar, or are you going to like an upscale?
Oh, the shittiest harbor dive bar.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna get in there with like the sailors and shit.
Yeah.
I'll feel right at home.
That sounds great, guys.
Okay. All right. Are you guys doing anything other than just drinking while you're there?
I would talk to the other sailors
Okay.
and see what kind of news there's going on.
Okay. So you have a. Are you a sailor? Do you have history with sailing?
Yes. I think I took that as one of my backgrounds. Yeah, I enjoy sailing into new ports.
Cool.
Yeah, I took
All right.
sailor background.
So I'm going to give you your investigation, and I'm going to give you advantage on it because you obviously know how to talk to these guys and deal with these guys in a way that, non-sailors don't necessarily know how to vibe with.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So, yeah. So you, you hear the same old as conversation goes on, and it's a little more. A lot of it is like stories of the sea and boats being sunk, and the riches that are lost at sea or along the coast that nobody's daring to go get, basically. But there is one that kind of catches your ear. There is there have been some orc raiders that have been pillaging some farmsteads outside of a mining town not too far away from Waterdeep. It's probably about a 5-day travel outside of Waterdeep, which, for what it's worth, is not anything crazy. And it's kind of like 3 days on the main path and then 2 days on kind of a lesser path. And basically one of the guys was saying, like, man, I would love to, I wish I could carry a weapon and I had any kind of guts, because he heard the mayor there is paying a hefty fee for every orc head that is brought back to him. He says he doesn't know how much, but rumors is it's quite a sum.
Okay. I will tell my party about this adventure that's waiting for us, that we could make some more gold.
Interesting.
And perhaps, deal with some, pillaging orcs, which are kind of notorious for being wonderful individuals. So that is an option for you guys.
After hearing about that, I want to find, like, the meanest looking guy at the bar.
Okay. So you there's a guy sitting there. He's a half orc. He's probably close to 7 feet tall. If you had to guess, he's maybe 350. Looks like he's missing an eye. And he has a scar that runs from his left temple all the way across his face down to the bottom of his right jaw. And it had literally, like, it goes across where his eye was. And it looks like he lost it. It looks like he got attacked by a sword.
Horrifying.
And, like, any skin that is shown is covered in scars. The dude either has really bad luck or has been in one, is always in a fight and is always getting cut up. But he looks like people are staying, even the sailors here are staying away from him. He looks like a sailor, he's dressed like a sailor, but even the other sailors are staying away from him.
Would he be offended by hearing people talk about going and killing orcs?
Let's go ask, shall we?
Roll me an insight, Ariel.
Okay.
You know that it is half-orcs have a really weird, like, history. A lot of times they're kind of shunned. They're treated pretty poorly in a lot of places. Obviously not everywhere. But in the same way that half-elves are, you know, kind of part one and part the other, most of the time a lot of half-orcs have a tendency, especially those that are lived in the more civilized places, like some place like Waterdeep or like sailors or whatever it is. They have a tendency to be more of their human side or whatever their other half is. So most of the times when you talk about, like, orc raiders, orc bad, they're bad, like, most of the time it does not come across as like, oh, you're being mean to me, because they, you know, a lot of times kind of resent the orc in them, so they're actually kind of okay with it. Okay. Obviously that's not always the case, but it's pretty common that, like, yes, half orcs and orcs are two very different creatures, and a lot of times it's like the reason half orcs exists usually isn't because a man and a woman fall in love. Just, it's usually not that kind of a scenario. So there's obviously some resentment there a lot of times.
Okay.
So to answer your question, probably not, but there's always a chance. But probably not.
He seems big enough to, like, if he had a problem with it, he could probably bonk us on the head.
Sure. He might also just be, like, a big dude.
Gentle giant, maybe.
So anyway,
pull up
Ram,
next to him. Yeah, pull up next to him.
You want to go chat up what might be the scariest dude in the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Pull up to the bar, kind of loudly, like,
okay.
You look like somebody with a good story.
He literally is like, you pull up next to this dude, and you're at, like, his waist. No, at his like right below his chest, and, like, he literally just kind of, like, looks over and just looks down at you, and just goes back to drinking. And his mug, like his liter mug, looks like a fucking Coke can in his hand. Like, you're just kind of like, good Lord, this is a big dude.
I'm gonna look to the bartender and say, let me get a top off on his, and I'll take one of the same.
The bartender is just kind of like, okay, so he, you know, basically brings you two out, because you don't really get top offs, you just get new ones. Mm-hmm. So he brings you two out, and what do you want from me?
We're adventurers, so to speak, and we're kind of looking for a new adventure. You look like you know a lot about the place.
He says, and why do you think I would know anything about adventuring?
Environmental storytelling.
He kind of stops, and he's just, what does that mean?
Well, it's like, I look at you and I see you've been through some stuff, obviously. Pretty dope looking stuff, most likely. I was hoping maybe you could like point us or tell us how to find some stuff to do that, be pretty dope.
He said, "You must have me mistaken. These are not exciting wounds. Many of them were from bad men doing bad things to people in no position to do anything about it."
So you're a good guy.
I would not consider me good.
All right. I'm gonna take a sip of the drink that was put down.
It
What's it
is
taste
it is fucking swill.
like?
Like you've had some kind of nasty beer and you're like, I think I've literally drank piss that has tasted better than this.
All right, so I take like a gulp of it,
Yeah.
and I just immediately gone.
I need you to give me a fortitude save. Or a constitution save.
Oh, I'm good at those.
He says.
Never mind.
You literally you take a swig and it goes down, like you're like, I'm doing it, and you literally like take the drink and you're like, oh no. I'm gonna give you a choice.
Oh boy.
You can A, roll me another save, or B, you can leave the establishment.
Is that bad, huh? I'm gonna straighten up a little bit, beat my chest a little bit. Roll save.
Okay, you literally vomit all over the counter. Some of it gets on this guy. You literally just empty your stomach. And he's and the guy literally is just like sitting there. And he kind of just looks at you. And then he looks at your drink. And he takes his and just throws it back, puts it down, reaches over and grabs yours.
Please have. Yep.
And then downs that one again as well, and puts it down, and one more on him.
Works for me. As I'm like wiping.
And you're literally just like I'm actually. You have a level of exhaustion. It'll go away before you get out of here, but like it literally turned your insides, like turns you inside out, and you're just like, what the fuck is this dude drink? Like how is this guy drinking this stuff? Like
How is he alive?
and he is just like nothing, like doesn't seem to be bothering him. He's just like, boom, done. And you're just like, what is going on? So the barkeep comes over and he looks at you and he says,
Tears and snot rolling down me.
he literally is, he has a kind of a ragged towel in his hand, and he says, puts out his other hand and he says, pay up or start cleaning.
With that, I'm gonna do a little magic and prestidigitation myself up, clean it a little bit. Bar stool, the bar, whatever I can get up with it.
Okay.
Give him what I owe him, and then some, and then I look
Sure.
to the big guy and I go, "Name's Ram, by the way. Nice to meet you."
And he's just like, huh. You are an interesting one, little Ram.
I'm known to be pretty brave. That's what. Yeah, people say that.
I see foolhardy, but to each their own.
Yep, I'm gonna go. Walk back. Just outside.
So all of you guys like literally see Ram go up. It's kind of a loud bar, so you don't really overhear the conversation. And you're like, what the fuck is he doing? And then he takes a drink of something, literally vomits all over the place, and he's just kind of like, peace, bye, and he just leaves.
Yeah, like watching it and be like, he's gonna go get himself killed. I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And
And then he doesn't. He makes a fool of himself. So what are the rest of you guys doing while all of this is going on?
Well, I overheard a part of it that I want to know about, but I can't know that, right?
Well, I mean, did you walk over there with him?
I mean, probably was staying close because I
Sure.
see this goofball walk up to a big guy and start doing that.
Yeah.
That's probably not great. I should probably
So give me a perception check, because you're trying to kind of listen into this conversation, and I'll say, you're. Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, you're kind of like listening in, and you kind of like scooch a little bit to make sure you can hear it. I was gonna give you advantage for it, but yeah. So you roll a 21. So you hear kind of the majority, like you catch the drift of that whole conversation.
I want to talk to him.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm probably going to apologize
Okay.
for whatever happened.
Okay. And he like so Ram came up to his left side, and you kind of like go up to his right side after Ram has kind of walked away, and he kind of looks down. Another one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell him like I'm sorry. We're kind of celebrating because we just had a really good adventure and it went well, and now we're kind of letting loose. So sorry. But also, I heard about bad people doing things that they shouldn't be doing to good people, and I want to know more. And does it have anything to do with what these sailors were talking about?
Okay. He says, so I will give you the quick and dirty, and then I'm going to go into my speech. But speech, air quotes, speech. In short, no, it doesn't. But I just want to say that up front, so you're not trying to like read into what I'm saying.
Got it.
But he says, and I'm not even going to like talk about that, because I assume you're not asking that directly. You're just asking about that. And he says,
Yeah.
I simply mean that there are bad people who like to take things that aren't theirs. Sometimes the things that they take are people. I spent many years not of my own control, doing things that I would have rather not done. But it was preferable to death.
Is that here?
He says, no. It was some ways away.
Is it still happening?
He says, sorry, this is like fucking up my throat.
It's in character.
Just do normal Davis voice. It's gonna.
No, it's no fun that way.
That's
He
true.
says, of course. As long as there is evil, and evil men, and those who think they are better than others, they will always try to control those they deem less.
Quick question
Yes.
for personal reasons.
Uh-huh.
Are these things that these bad men are doing driven by religion?
No, not necessarily. So basically, what he is saying or implying is effectively slave trade.
Right.
So sometimes it is. I mean, there are definitely gods that are okay with it. The strong rule the weak, and the strong decide what the decide, and the weak have to deal with it. Or else they would be strong and they would be the leaders. Alternatively, it's just a bunch of bad people being like, well, he's a half-orc, he's big and dumb, let's just use him to plow our fields or fight our battles or, do the dangerous stuff that we don't want to do. Because he's a half orc, nobody cares about him. Like, it's very much like that kind of attitude. And it's granted, it happens to dwarves, it happens to halflings, it happens to other humans, but it's very much like a case of like, no, this is just a big dude who clearly was like taken advantage of in a way, and that's basically where all of these scars. You like, the more you look at him, the more you're like, oh, those aren't combat scars.
This guy was like straight up being tortured.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not.
Well,
They're
my
not.
character
They're not
story, I
quote.
left,
They're not
like,
quote
one-
unquote cool scars.
Cool scars, cool guy scars. But like, because my character's backstory, like I left a bunch of bad people. They were doing bad things for religious reasons, right?
Yeah. So I mean, this would definitely like strike that chord in you. Like, while
Yeah, like kill somebody now.
do what?
Want to go kill people now?
Well, you know that there's some orcs that have been raping and pillaging.
That's I also want to kill them.
Yeah. It's not a bad place to start.
Let's just go murder.
Yeah.
Also, I probably have had a few drinks, so I'm probably like extra murdery.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I've had exactly
I mean, that's
one drink so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have a
Ram-
drink.
yeah. Ram's done. He's outside vomiting right now.
I want to try to come back in, acting like I've got it all together.
Give me one more con save to see if you manage to retain any liquid.
I get a +4 to these. I don't know why it's so bad.
I think it's amazing that you're right. Oh my goodness.
Okay, but can I like lie and act like I'm doing okay, even if I'm not?
Oh sure. That would be a performance. Yeah, I'm gonna make you roll for these. Okay. Yeah, like I mean, you basically come back. So you have emptied your stomach of anything that was in it. You were literally dry heaving for a little while there. There is nothing in your system at this point. You come back in and you've prestidigitized yourself a little bit, and you're like, you look visibly pretty okay. But like, your party members are like, oh man, he looks like shit. Like, they can tell.
Like we saw that.
Yeah,
Right.
but to the degree of like, you're holding yourself together pretty well. You're
I'm gonna try to gather the gang together then.
yeah, you're putting on a brave face, but like, like, well, if you turn a corner too quick, you might start heaving again. Like, you're on the verge.
Okay.
I'm gonna get like 2 dwarven stouts and try and cheers them.
Well, here, I'm gonna gather everyone together. I'm gonna look everyone dead in the eyes and be like, now listen, you guys might have saw that. I'm fine, by the way. I just went down the wrong throat. You guys have to try that, though. It was really good before I kind of, like, choked on it. Like, I swear you need to try it.
I'm gonna buy me and him both one.
Okay.
And try and cheers them.
So
Come
you're
on.
buying
This
Ram another
Ariel?
one.
Click clack, come on. Let's give it a go.
All right, I'll try it, but I'm gonna make a
All
vomit.
3 of us.
Yeah, I'm vomiting before I try it
I'll
again.
Okay. So
I'm
I
taking
need
like 10 steps back because my shoes are already trashed.
I'm gonna
And
try
I'm
and get one for Tethys too if he's into it.
I need everyone to roll me con saves.
I'm gonna
That is
pretend to
trying
drink
it.
What would I roll to pretend to drink it?
That would be a sleight of hand.
No, I'm gonna go for it. Why are you guys rolling so goddamn well on it?
Because we're not little bitches.
I
We
love
hold our liquor.
No. Are you drinking
Wait.
it?
Yeah, I'm drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
going
going
for
to
it.
give you disadvantage on drinking it because you have like you're going in knowing how bad this is.
All
And
right.
fortunately, all you do is it touches your lips and you just start dry heaving.
I run.
again.
No, I run. Yeah, I'm gone. I'll just
Okay.
run outside.
You just like put it down and just like leave. Everyone else manages to down your drink, like your first swig. Again, it is a vile concoction, whatever it is. But you all manage to kind of like, okay, he's an asshole. That was awful. And like, but you're mostly fine. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, obviously, but like you guys don't throw up or anything. You manage to keep it down. But you definitely are just like, oh, that was bad. That was real bad.
Not okay outside.
Yeah. And Ram is again outside dry heaving.
That was a natural one on that last
with his
one.
nat 1 on that save.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, so
he's the only one sober.
Yeah, he's actually sober now, and the rest of you guys are probably a little tipsy, but yeah. So as the kind of the evening goes on, and you guys are doing your celebration and whatnot, Tethys, you kind of keep asking around, and you hear about this a little bit, and the name of this town is called Blastingdale. The one that has basically put out this bounty.
Okay.
And you figure that if this bounty is something that you actually want to look into, it is totally worth checking out. And you've heard it enough from enough different people that it wasn't just one dude. So might be worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down to kill some evildoers.
Before I left that half-orc guy, I gave him a pamphlet to join my cult because
Okay.
we out here saving people with
Okay.
religion.
Yeah. He
Moon religion.
like he takes it, and like you get the impression that he's just a big guy and he looks and sounds scary, and to people stay away from him. He kind of has a bad temperament, but like
Relatable.
he's not a bad guy.
I get him.
So he takes it and kind of like, as nicely as I guess he could, being of his temperament, like he takes it and he puts it in his pocket, and he kind of looks at it and puts it in his pocket and says, something to the degree of like, I'll look into it, I'll consider it. I don't totally hate the idea.
Love it. Love, love, love.
So, with that being said, what are you guys doing?
We should probably leave since Vomit McPuke Pants can't hold a drink down.
I'm outside, just like 1,000-yard stare, just trying to breathe heavily.
Just crying.
As best as a dwarf could, as best as a dwarf can, I'll kind of help him back to it. I assume we're going to an inn.
So Braun, you being a dwarf, and I'm assuming you're, maybe this is a bad assumption, you're the classic dwarf that just drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. Like, it wasn't the worst thing you've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, dwarven stouts are better, but
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, like, you've had some pretty bad stuff.
oh yeah.
And if it desperate times, like, whatever.
I'm gonna look to him and say that was the worst drink I've ever had.
I'll just laugh and I'll be carrying a mug with me and take a swig of it. Not of that ale, but a different one.
Of a different one. Okay.
Get away from me.
So yeah, Ram, like even like just the odor of ale right now is just enough to just like, it turns your stomach a little bit.
Oh, it's all over my beard too, so I reek of it while I'm helping him back.
Just gonna
nice.
prestidigitation, some like flowery smells, like every couple seconds, blasting it.
Try not to suffocate.
Yeah.
So so your next choice at this point is, do you guys want to find a place to sleep? Are you going to sleep on the road? Are you going to just find a place on the side of the street? The road implying that you guys are just going to leave and sleep in a little bit. Do you want guys to try to find an inn? Like, what's your game plan for that?
I assume after a giant boat ride, we're all probably itching for a regular bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to sleep in the middle of the street in traffic. Let's go.
Okay. Well, you die from being trampled.
Amazing. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Yes, I made it out on my own terms.
And whisper him some death saving throws.
Death by trample.
I mean, do we need to find out more tonight, or can we probably sober up and find some more sailors to talk to in the morning?
And I mean, yeah, yes, you don't like it's not. It did not seem like it was like this is disappearing immediately, and there are obviously other people in the town that you can talk to that aren't sailors. If
Yeah,
you were to look at other places.
Let's get these stinky boys into an inn.
Okay.
I'm just a zombie walking like
Yep.
on the shoulder of Braun.
Yeah. So you.
Because I'm new,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Do high elves kind of like we're like clean people?
Maybe not. I think it depends. Your typically high elves have a tendency to be a little haughty,
Okay.
but not like you are not necessarily any more. I mean, you may assume that you are, or present yourself as being. But
Well,
you,
I've also like fought dragons with these people, so
yeah. So
probably.
like, you're not like. And also, you adventure and you've been in some places, so it's not like you are like revolted by this or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, a
And
week on a boat, we probably all reek.
Right. Yeah. Like
amazing.
like you have adventured, you have been in caves, you have done some stuff. Like, yes, it is not to your delicate sensibilities, but also you're not like, or maybe
Gross.
you are. I mean, maybe that's a character trait of yours that like, filth is like, ooh, you guys are gross. Clean yourselves up. Like maybe that's just how you are. Again, it's kind of up to you how you want to play that, or if you even do, if you even care of that as being involved.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't think that the way my character's built would be like grossed out by. I just didn't want it to be like that's every high elf is like you gross, stinky, sticky people, and like I'm going totally against that.
No,
But
not
like,
at all.
yeah, I don't care because like at the end of the day, like all I'm trying to do is like convert people to my religion, right?
Right.
And murder.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I don't care.
it's gonna smell a
good.
little bit.
I would be drunk at this point, so I really wouldn't care.
I think I saw God while drinking that beer, so
Amazing.
Which one?
I, I don't know. It was a blur. It was a flash. It wasn't a good one.
So
Wasn't a
Sarenrae.
good one? Oh.
Although that might be Pathfinder.
What did you say?
Sarenrae? I think
Sarenrae,
Sarenrae.
that's-
Sarenrae's in this.
I think it's Pathfinder.
Pretty sure Sarenrae's in.
Either way, you saw a god from an entirely different gaming system.
Yeah. That's how bad it was.
That's how drunk you were. Yeah, so you guys find kind of an inn for the night. You get your sleep. Everybody wakes up, maybe mildly hungover. But
I made Ram sleep on the floor.
that's fair. But
up.
none worse for the wear. Ram, you are famished. And until you eat something, you still have a level of exhaustion.
Ooh, lovely. Then that
like-
is immediately what I would like to do.
Like you slept and you feel much better than you did. Like the urge to just vomit has gone, and now you're like, cool. I need to replace
Yeah.
all of
I
that.
feel hollow
Yes.
right now. Does this place have food?
Yeah. Most of the inns do. They'll have kind of a breakfast.
We stayed at a little cute little B&B, little bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
We walk in just looking like covered in vomit and like dirt.
Yeah, I cleaned up all the vomit, okay?
Like-
On me, at least.
Like depending on where you went in Waterdeep, for some of them you guys are actually quite clean. Or if you went to nicer areas, you guys wouldn't have been let in the building. So kind of just it depends on where you guys went. But I imagine you went somewhere okay. Yeah, so yeah, they totally serve food. This morning it is a leek stew. A peppered leek stew, and basically a half a loaf of bread, is what breakfast is.
Can I have 2 halves of the bread? Just give me a whole bread.
Yeah. So they will sell you another half bread.
Yeah, please.
So anyone else who wants to indulge? in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This
I'll be sitting down there
breakfast.
eating with them all.
Yeah. So you guys eat your breakfast, kind of, and presumably discuss what your next move is.
Yeah. Where we killing some orcs or?
Shit, I'm down
There's
for
a bounty
cash
out for them.
True.
Did we all keep ourselves from getting drunk enough to remember all the conversations we had last night?
Yeah, it was
I
enough
think
of
that was
it
pretty
you guys,
early when we went in there.
you guys remembered it enough of it, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty bummed I didn't really get to celebrate, but
You celebrated too much.
I think you celebrated the hardest of anyone.
didn't feel like a celebration. It felt like a punishment.
Yeah,
You
well.
became a woo girl. Just shots, everybody.
Oh man. All right, cool. So you guys know that you guys have a about a 5-day trek ahead of you to get to this place. You probably check out, find like a local map of the area and kind of like plot your course and have an idea about how to get there. And if nothing else, you guys are on your way. So you guys head out. The travel is pretty uneventful. If there's anything that you guys want to do while you are traveling, by all means, let me know. But for the most part, it's uneventful. There's nothing that really kind of stands out on the first couple of days. But on the third, go on.
I want to ask Tethys and Ariel. So you guys are like, is it like the same god you worship, or just
Yes.
like, but like it's like a different sect type of thing?
No, we worship the same.
Oh, dope. I thought yours was, so yours is like culty too, Tethys.
I mean, they're the cults. There's different cults of religions, but no, I worship Selune as well as she does.
You guys like sacrifice things to the moon or something, or never really
No.
asked.
No, it's not a cult as what you're thinking. As
Oh.
a cult.
Okay. Do you guys like stand around in a circle in robes in the middle of the night or anything, or?
Okay, now it's getting offensive, I feel like.
Oh,
Yeah.
just forget. Never mind. All right, let's hit it. Go.
Like getting attacked, like their cult is being put on, and like
Yeah.
Yeah, like how dare you? Like who sent you? Because I have some bad beef with another cult that I don't, I'm always, and if there's a mole here, and you're a plant, and they've sent you.
I am a big fan of the sun, but I haven't really
Disgusting.
I'll
didn't
see.
really think about joining a religious sect about it or anything.
You can pray to Ra. It's fine.
Can I give him like reading materials?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, so I slammed down like a book that's probably like this thick and very heavy, and I'm like
Oh.
figuring it out.
My eyes glow.
So
I know what I'm doing the entire journey. I don't speak very many words after that.
So, Ariel, you can correct me if there's anything about what I'm about to say. But so basically, this book that she gives you, Ram, is just a lot of history of the worship of Selune. It's kind of the history of where she came from, why she's there, why people worship her, kind of just like the history of the god and where she stands now. Is kind of what it's about. It is thick. It is dense. It is, I won't say boring, but it definitely is written. It is dry. Maybe that's a good way to put it. But it is not. Nevertheless, it is informative. And in the event that you need to know anything about this god, or the history of said god, you feel like, presumably that this is all like relevant and correct, that you have a pretty good idea about like what it's about.
Cool.
I feel like maybe that was like a little quick to throw that book, but like also figure it out on your own. I'm not going to tell you that you should join us, but
Yeah.
or follow the same God that we do. So I also give you a journal that I've been keeping of everything that's happened since the other religious group that I was part of until like what happened, like the
Does it-
history of it,
Okay.
the
What is
why behind it.
what is the name of the other religious group? I don't
It's
think you ever.
the god of lies, right?
It
Yeah.
was what the hell is his name? Oh, Cyric.
Siri? Yeah.
Yeah, she followed Cyric for a while.
Fun dude.
Yeah, real fun dude.
All right.
A fun.
He's a real asshole.
Yeah, so there was a lot of religious trauma and just bad, bad,
Bad vibes.
bad vibes, real bad vibes.
I'll ask over drinks sometime. This might be a lot right now.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it is also info, like, as you kind of, you guys carry on. So as you guys are probably like a day and a half out or so, you do come across well, as you are walking, somewhere to the north of kind of the path. So for what it's worth, you guys leave Waterdeep, you're going north, and you're going to end up going east at kind of the break. So you are on the eastern part of it, heading kind of inland. Oops, sorry, punching my mic. You guys are heading inland, and to the north of that, you guys see what looks to be a fire, kind of a large fire to the north of you guys.
It's like friends.
Well, let's gonna hope everybody got out.
I mean, I'll suggest we go investigate it. You said we're like a day and a half from our destination?
About a day and a half.
We're adventurers.
I mean, the more orc heads we get, the more gold.
This sounds like an adventure. Braun, lead the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll start stomping off that direction if we're all ready for it.
All right. Cool. So you guys literally derail yourselves from the path that you were on.
Are we like walking through like a thicket of woods, or is it like
No,
a pretty clear path there?
It's kind of think the main road is more, I'll call it highway, and the roads you were on are like back roads right now. So that's kind of like the best modern day equivalent. Although if it were more realistic, it would be the main road that you were on is probably more like a back road is today, and the road that you're on now is like a trail.
Are we too far to hear anything?
Yes, you guys are definitely too far to hear anything.
Okay. I will kind of suggest to the group we take our time and don't just rush in immediately. We can at least get a scope of what's happening.
Give me everybody give me perception checks. Okay.
It's not my day, man.
You
Refresh your fucking roll 20.
Yeah.
okay?
I'm still working off all that.
Yeah. 4 days.
Don't-
4 days later, you're still working it off.
Mm-hmm.
So Tethys, Click-Clack, you guys realize that this plume of smoke is probably about 2 miles away, and you have to kind of go a little bit through some underbrush to get there. So it's not kind of a super easy. At least right off the path, it's a little bit of underbrush, trees you kind of have to weave through. So it's not quite as easy traveling as what you guys had been doing. So it probably takes you guys maybe an hour and a half to go these 2 miles. And as you come into a little bit of a clearing, you realize that this is like a farmstead, a homestead, and the farmhouse has been razed, and that is what you guys are seeing. That is on fire. It is currently on fire. but there is not much left of it. It's effectively the foundation at this point that is burning. Throughout the rest of the land here, it's probably, I'll call it 2 acres, give or take, of kind of cleared land in the middle of this relatively forested area. You guys see like hay bales that are on fire. It looks like whoever came through here decided that this place sucked and they wanted it to burn. What do you guys want to do? So you guys are kind of standing on the outskirts. You're probably, I'll say, 100, maybe 200 yards, give or take, from the house.
I want to look around and see if there's any survivors or.
Okay. Jesus.
Man, I'm on fire tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
You are on fire.
So looking around for, specifically for survivors, you don't see any movement.
Okay.
You do see a couple of shapes that are not moving, but otherwise there is no movement.
Once I see that there's people laying on the ground, I'm probably gonna start heading forward.
Okay.
I'll follow right behind Tethys.
Cool. The rest of you guys?
Yeah, I'll go.
We're in the mix.
Tired of these guys. I'm going to go the opposite way and leave and find a new adventuring group.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna follow Click Clack.
Yeah. No, well, now I'm going another way because I'm trying to avoid him, really.
I just keep turning with him.
Click Clack's probably busy trying to eat some of the fucking corn that's popped off this field.
You guys are just
Oh, that's fire.
zigzagging.
Maybe.
I mean, Click Clack, obviously you just roll your stealth check and just fucking disappear into the underbrush and Ram will never find you. Especially with how he's been rolling tonight.
Try me.
And they don't get nervous and follow us.
So we're gonna play hide and seek now, guys.
Yep. In this this field of bodies. So you guys do proceed. And yeah, very quickly, Tethys, Braun, kind of the two of you guys leading the way, you do recognize these as humanoid bodies. And as you approach them even closer, you can tell that they have been slain. Most of them, it seems, by large weapons. Just kind of at a glance, you can tell that it was almost certainly a large weapon. But at the very least, it was probably quick, maybe. But you find probably about 3 or 4 adults that have been slain, as well as there are a couple smaller animals, a sheep, and maybe a ram or 2 that are dead.
I mean, I've had a few past running with orcs as a dwarf.
Uh-huh.
Do I recognize any large footprints in the ground around them?
Give me a survival roll. You do actually see some pretty large footprints. You can't really discern like your past run-ins with orcs, and again, given your heritage a little bit, you guys aren't always on the best of terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty quickly you recognize all right, there's just some big footprints. That's you're obviously not sure. But
Yeah.
it definitely fits the profile.
Okay.
I think is the best way to say that. It very well could be orcs that did this. What does everybody else want to do? As he's kind of looking around.
I'm still following Click Clack.
Jesus.
I will probably do a prayer over the dead.
Okay.
But yeah,
Ariel?
basically just like a burial, or maybe we'll gather the bodies and prepare a pyre. I think would be the quickest.
Okay. Yeah, Click Clack, Ariel, Ram, you guys doing anything?
Not being much of an outside ranger kind of hunter thing. Can we look? Like, can I look on like just look to just see like if there was any like horde of people that came out of like some wooded areas or anything, just traveling band of orcs or some shit or what?
Yeah, just want to see like if you can figure out where they came from.
Survival or something.
Yeah, be survival. Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, you kind of
popcorn.
Yeah, you find popcorn. Yeah, like so Bron kind of points out like, oh yeah, these were definitely orcs, or could have been orcs, and you're like, cool, let's see if I can't figure out where they came from, and you're like, everywhere. Like every path that you follow, every foot that you see was walked over. Your head count is anywhere from like 10 to 50. Like, you have no idea how many it was. It was obviously a lot of them, but you're not sure like how many a lot, and you cannot tell what direction they came from. It's too hard to figure it out.
I will warn the party that even like dealing with most orc bands or whatnot, they typically will fight head on rather than set ambushes. I mean, they will, but not quite effectively.
Yeah,
they are intelligent, but
yeah, I will give you the your knowledge is accurate in this, and that they are not ones to set traps. They will just be like, oh cool, there's a thing, I'm gonna go kill it, and they'll start with their javelins as they're running towards you, and then pull out their weapons.
It's because they know they like win.
Yeah.
Or could.
Yeah.
Or they're big boys. They're like, whatever. I don't care. I don't have to speak. I don't have to be smart about it.
Yeah, for lack of better terms, they're meatheads. Like, they are not dumb creatures, but in terms of their intelligence, which is a weird way to put this, like they're not super tactical most of the time.
They don't have to be if they're
right.
If they could just punch through people.
Yep. Yeah, and that like as you guys are looking around, you're like, yeah, this wasn't humans that did this. Like, it almost certainly wasn't humans that did this, unless it was done in as a vindictive kind of a thing.
Barrack, I imagine.
Also, I'm helping out with the bodies and the
okay,
praying over them and all that.
Cool.
I will kind of suggest it's odd that a larger band didn't take the animals with them, for food and whatnot.
Braun, for what it's worth, to that point, there would have been many more than the three that were left here.
Yeah,
there are no horses, and in a place like this, like a farm like this, there would have been either a horse or an ox or some large kind of pack animal like that.
You said it was multiple acres, right? So this was a successful farm.
Yeah, I mean it was large enough. It probably had, obviously you guys haven't searched the whole thing, and you're kind of in a section at this point. But, you found 3 people, and there might have been 6 people that worked this farm, give or take. Again, it was probably just a family that lived here. So, and you found 3 of them.
Ron, do you think they'd be close enough to try to lure them back? Maybe we could get some information out of one of them if we could catch them in a trap.
Like the orcs?
The orcs, yeah. Or does this look like it's been a while?
Give me a...
Personally, I don't think they'll be back. They did their damage. They got what they wanted. They left. Probably have to follow them and hunt them down.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say like
Click Clack talk.
Well, that's not me talking.
Yeah, I know.
That was really cohesive, Click Clack. Oh my god.
I'm a scholar. I didn't want to let on.
Orcs also aren't really known to surrender.
Yeah, I haven't really said much other than vomiting in the bar, so just kind of lots of blinking and looking around.
Yeah, but like Ram, you definitely are just like, if this was orcs, they're gone.
Okay.
Like if it was like short of you guys trying to reestablish this and work the land for 6 months until they happen to come across it again, like that's the only way you would quote unquote catch them in a trap.
I like that. The long con.
Yeah, downtime rules. Let's do it.
You guys want to be farmers?
Have you guys considered being farmers? You know, you'll have to build a new house, you have to get animals, you have to get all new seed, because like this place is pretty much destroyed.
Farmville.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be an adventurer anymore. I'd like to farm.
Let's retire.
Ron, let's start chopping down some trees.
I mean, this sounds like a pretty shitty deal. You're not exactly like farm bod. You're more book bod.
I could be farm bod. I just,
He-
it's been a
he's-
rough couple weeks. I also threw up my entire guts 4 days ago.
Unless you can like summon crops.
I mean, you have to think that he would be able to like, read the leaves and figure out where's the best place to plant stuff and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
I
use
guess-
prestidigitation to make our manure
No.
smell good.
yeah, I'm the logistics.
We're not doing to farm. No.
I could also make you like 15 feet tall. You'll
Alright,
deal
we're,
an extra
we're,
D4
we're doing
damage
a
to trees.
we're doing a Stardew campaign.
Is there a spell to make them shut up?
yes, it's called an arrow in the face.
Silent.
I send her a message with a message cantrip that says you don't want to do that, but she only hears it in her mind. I'm giving her like the eyes.
She's like literally like reaching for her for an arrow, and you're like, no.
You can reply to this message.
Block your number.
I sent her another message. Can't be blocked.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
standard text rates apply.
This number is out of service.
Okay. Anyway, we don't know
Just
where they
re-
came from or where they went.
Correct. But this does lead credence to the rumors that you were having about basically orcs pillaging, and you guys basically saw this more or less firsthand, and it was like, yeah, you can tell that obviously whoever did this did it with an aggression that you guys like aren't used to. This wasn't bandits. Bandits don't do this.
I mean, this looks like a family.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not everyone that's laying here. There could be more people at the farm.
True.
They could have taken
around.
it, right?
God Squad. Would it be unethical to like look through their pockets a little bit? Oh,
Oh my god, what?
oh yeah, you two, the religious folks.
We have tattoos like across our neck. This is God Squad.
Hashtag God Squad.
If you don't, you should.
What does the moon say about like pickpocketing dead people? Is it?
I mean, we're not.
Well, I guess
trying
would I have
to-
known from reading the book what Saloon
I
mean,
feel like you would know.
Well,
you would know
here's-
to not.
I guess my question to you is, are you trying to loot the bodies or are you trying to look for clues?
clues mostly, but I'm asking if they'd be pissed at me if I did.
Sure. So I'm just going to toss this out there. If you are looking for clues, it's too late because they burn the bodies.
Oh, right.
Also, we're moving the bodies
Yeah,
and
you
like
guys.
giving them
yeah,
proper
I mean,
burial, so we
yes.
would have probably seen anything.
Yeah.
We're moving the dust, right?
I mean, you might be able to get like click clack some prime rib, but other
Yeah.
than that,
Make some
No.
bacon.
No, in all seriousness, like if you do want to check them for stuff, I mean these are farmers. They don't have anything on them. Their pockets, if they have pockets in these pants, are empty.
Okay. All right.
You know,
We're
the one pocket between the three bodies was empty, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you don't find anything that is like no notes, no like, well, the orcs are back and they finally decided to attack. Like, you don't get the trailing off notes or whatever.
Or like an unsent text message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one
Okay.
carrier pigeon, I guess.
Yeah, the very fortuitous note that was written literally as he was being murdered, like, yeah, that's not there, unfortunately.
Alright.
But yeah, so you guys, as in if you guys want to look around more, this place, I don't know how much you want to explore it. You do end up finding a total of 5 people, but you do not find any more animals. You only saw the 3. And
Would
it
they
looks,
have like, eaten the animals?
do what?
Would they have like eaten the animals or like taken their meat or whatever? Is that why we're not finding anymore, or is it just like a shitty farm?
You given like the size and from what you can tell, they almost certainly took the animals. Yeah, and again, it's kind of the point of raiding is food, and
So we see the size of the farm and we see how many animals are remaining and how many they've taken, and we probably can assume that there's a lot of them, right?
yes, like if there were, you found 3, there were probably a good dozen, maybe a dozen and a half animals that would have lived on a farm like this. That was
So
this
we can like
size.
1 for 1, that's how many orcs are nearby.
Potentially, yeah.
Amazing. Love that for us.
Well, no clue.
While we're all kind of like spread out searching around, I want to get next to Click Clack again, kind of bump up to him. Like,
3?
you know what? I always kind of thought of us as like a dynamic duo. You feeling that too?
3.
3.
All right,
So a dynamic trio between the 2 of you.
sounds good to me. Put my fist out for a fist bump.
Heck, I'm a peck it.
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, Ram, you take a point of peck damage
Damn it.
as your hand begins to just profusely bleed. No, I'm totally
Let me
kidding.
write that down. Back, David.
All right, so do you guys presumably carry on your trek, having seen this, and continue to make your way towards Blastingdale?
Yeah, now we gotta.
Yep.
After about a day and a half of travel you guys had left, you come in kind of close towards the evening as you guys are coming in, and standing by what looks to be a kind of there's a makeshift kind of barrier that has been put up around the town. This is kind of a small town in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't have like a big old what's the word that I'm looking for? Like a wooden gate around it or anything. But it kind of just has the wooden, basically the wooden stakes that have been driven into the ground, kind of around the town. And it seems like it was probably done relatively recently. You can kind of you can tell that the wood is relatively new. There's definitely has been some fresh cutting in the area. This setup hasn't been here for super long. And in kind of one of the entrances, you see oddly, as it turns out, a half-orc. He is in, I believe, chainmail? Let me look. What is this dude wearing? Scale mail? Splint mail. And he is standing there. He has a sword on either hip, as well as a crossbow on his back. Well, actually, the crossbow isn't in his back. He's holding it. It is not kind of pointed at anybody, but you can tell that he's just kind of like at the ready, as it were.
Does it have an arrow in it?
It is not notched, no. But he does have a quiver on his hip, and Hal Ariel, like you looking at him, you can tell that like
It's not game time.
but you can also tell like he knows how to use it. Just the way that he's standing with it, like you get the impression that like he could be ready at any moment. Like you just kind of get that vibe.
I mean, I guess then I should probably like do the little like Western like.
No. Oh, he is not like trying to fight you or anything.
Does he see us, or are we
Yeah, he kind of
just coming
sees
up on
you.
him?
he kind of sees you guys walking up because there's a bit of a clearing. And you can tell that he definitely looks in your direction. And
Is he like the door guy?
he looks like a guard.
Okay.
And it's probably, we'll call it like maybe 7,500 yards, give or take, from the tree line to the to where this town is. So you can see pretty far out. Like sneaking in would be very difficult to like kind of sneak into this town. Again, kind of looks recent. Probably most of these trees were used to construct the wall that is now around the town. But yeah, so you can tell like he's kind of standing there at the gate and kind of looks at you and kind of nods. But you're kind of too far away at this point to say anything. What do you guys want to do?
Approach, but I'll like raise like a hand, like a greeting from the
Okay.
distance, so that he knows we're not like trying to
Sure.
attack.
Are the rest of you guys kind of going up in the same manner?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, I'm directly behind Tethys though. Like,
You have like your white flag out.
We're not here to fight. Cool. So you guys get in basically speaking distance, probably 30, 40 feet away from him. And he Hail, adventurers. What brings you to Blastingdale?
We've heard you've had problems with orcs, and we've actually ran into a little village a day or so ago, or a farm, and it had been raised, so we knew they're in the area.
He kind of shakes his head a little bit and says, "Another one. They are getting careless. Please come. My name is Grendar. Welcome to Blastingdale."
When you
Grindar.
say they, how many? What are we getting ourselves into?
He says, the orcs. They are getting not aggressive or not careless. They're getting
Sloppy?
Fearless?
fearless. That's a good word. They're getting fearless.
Well, I mean, let's put some fear into them. You know where they're coming from, or?
He says, as it turns out, I believe we may. But please come. I imagine it has been some bit of a trek for you to get here, yes?
A little bit, like 5 days. We're chilling.
He says, well, we are a small town, but we do have some accommodations. He says, please, if you need a place to stay, we have our tavern, as well as several other places that you may want to visit.
We heard there's a mayor we should talk to
He says,
about our compensation if we deal with this issue.
He says, Sir Miles Barrick. He's a good man, although slightly naive. She has put a bounty on orc heads. But you may talk to him later. I believe he is attempting to deal with things, but I will arrange a meeting for you in the morning.
So he's telling us to come in and just find a place to sleep, right?
So he basically says, go to the inn, hang out. Like, again, it's getting late. Like, the sun's starting to go down. And in a town like this, like, you kind of go to bed when the sun goes down.
We've also probably slept on the side of a road for 5 days.
Yeah. So for what it's worth, this town, I guess it is technically a town, has about 2,000 people in it total. So it's
Bad
not
size.
tiny, but there's a good number of people here. But obviously it's not, it's nothing crazy. And it's pretty spread out. It's not a very dense town. So, anyway, what do you guys want to do?
I kind of hiccup after hearing he said tavern.
Oh, it's the tavern is also the inn. And he
Yeah,
says,
that's what I was gonna ask.
yeah, he says the inn is called the Griffin's Nest.
Dope name. I like that.
Well, I figure we all head to the Griffin's Nest. I imagine we're probably itching for a real bed after traveling for 5 days.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys go to the Griffin's Nest. As you walk in, it's it's a small bar or a small bar and inn. I mean, realistically, there are maybe a half dozen rooms total in this building. They don't get a ton of travelers through here. It's not like they don't need a big ass inn. Most of the time, people just come here to drink. The miners come, the building is 3/4 tavern and a third or a quarter rooms for people. So it's definitely more of a bar than it is a place to sleep, but they needed it somewhere, and this was the good place for it. So so as you guys walk in, there's maybe a dozen people in here. They all look like workers, probably miners or farmers or something of that description. Obviously, people that live either in or around the town. And you are greeted by a half elf that is behind the bar. Kind of looks, middle aged. Nothing, not striking in any way. Just pretty normal looking person. And she kind of greets you and waves and says, "Greetings, welcome to the Griffin's Inn. The Griffin's Nest Inn, in fact. How can I help you?"
We are looking for lodgings and a hot meal for the evening.
She says, travelers. Yes, come. I will get my rooms prepared for you, and I will get you all something to eat. She says, the rooms are, the room and, meals included is a silver a night.
I'll hand over the coins for the 5 of us.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Bron.
Dang, Braun.
Right?
Okay, she kind of thanks you and says, "I appreciate it. We'll be back with your food shortly." She kind of walks off, and they bring out a so it's a beef stew. Actually, it's probably more like a lamb stew. With some potato and some kind of green vegetable in it. You're not sure what it is. And shocking, some bread, because that's what everybody eats.
Hell yeah.
She kind of brings that out. If you guys want drinks, she also will provide those as well, although they do cost a little extra. But she's more than willing.
Do you have like a wine, maybe?
Yeah, she says we do, yes.
I'll try one of those.
Okay.
Last time I tried ale, it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah, sometimes ales can be a little rough on the more delicate stomachs. And what of the rest of you?
Well, I thought the ale was delicious. I'll just get a Something dwarven.
She said, "Well, lucky for you, we have a regular surplus of dwarven meads."
I am in perfect mimicry, saying exactly what Braun did. I'll take something simple, something in dwarven.
Okay, and she's like,
Yeah. I'll get one for Click Clack too.
yeah, she like, well, Click Clack technically just ordered. She kind of looks at you and she goes, "I never get used to your kind." Right
What do
away.
you mean by your kind?
Well, I think you know exactly what she means. So she kind of goes off and comes back with drinks. Tethys, Ariel, are you guys getting anything? I guess
Yeah,
I
but
should
just
have
get
asked.
another ale.
Cool. Ariel, are you getting totally smashed?
I mean, we probably should. I don't know. Of all the stuff that we just saw, I probably need a drink to like deal with it all.
Fair.
Well, ale and mead is like the most common drink.
Yeah,
and,
ale, mead. You can get wine. Wine's definitely more expensive.
like no one ever drinks water in like D&D.
Yeah, who needs
Probably
that
because
shit?
it's like all
Well,
tainted.
I
You
mean,
know, fish fucking that stuff. So
I mean, realistically, like the beer and the ale and the mead is actually probably healthier than the water.
Yeah, it's cleaner than the
Yeah.
water. Yep.
Yeah, but I got a half elf bartender, right?
Yeah.
Can I like do like a little wink wink nudge nudge, like give me the good elf shit?
I mean, you can try.
I'm gonna do that.
Give me a persuasion.
Somebody just pop open some elf shit.
Give you a what?
I did indeed. Some elven Miller Lite.
That sounds about right.
Ariel, I
Shit.
need you to give me a
More like-
persuasion.
That's D&D water right there.
I
Fucking
think I
Miller
heard
Lite.
persuasion.
Persuasion, yes.
While,
My
while
charisma's
she's doing,
not great, so let's
well.
fucking go.
can I join in? Kind of lean in as well.
No.
And in Elvish.
Nope.
I elbow you in the chest.
Yeah, this is a female to female, elf to kind of elf. You're definitely giving her the like, come on, we're like kind of the same.
I like roll pointy ears.
Wink. And she kind of like, okay. Like you get the, she says, I think we may have something. We may have something.
Amazing.
So she comes back. Ram, you get a glass of red wine. Ariel, she hands you a. It's kind of a. It's not glass because glass is fucking expensive, but it's kind of a like a wooden
Ceramic?
goblet. And it is engraved on the outside in Elvish. Braun, Tethys, Click Clack, you guys get your dwarven ales, your dwarven style ales. They are
Much cooler.
this one is no, they're like piss warm, because that's how dwarven ale is served. But like Braun, you're like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. Like this, it hits the spot. Ariel, your glass, it's kind of somewhere between like a champagne and a wine, and it has a very floral taste to it.
Sensational. Big fan.
And you get the impression that like, okay, that's something neat. Like I haven't tasted anything like that in a while. Like it definitely is reminiscent of, what you would expect of something a little more elven. Ram, by the way, your glass of wine is a gold.
Jesus Christ. Is it good at least?
I mean, yeah, I mean it. You have certainly had much better wine for much cheaper, but it is by no means a bad wine. It is expensive because you were out in the middle of nowhere and wine isn't nearly as common. But like, you can drink it and it doesn't make you want to throw up.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
You have advantage on your Constitution save now.
Yeah, you don't have to make a con save to drink it. Ariel, yours is a silver. and you get the impression that like it shouldn't have been, but she says it's a silver. And for the rest of you guys, it's literally 2 copper.
Sweet.
Yeah, ale doesn't cost shit.
I'm gonna nudge Ariel and be like, Can you ask her to like lower the price for this? Because this is a lot, you know? It's a expensive wine. It doesn't even taste good. I mean, he works some like elvish magic or something.
I feel like we've seen some shit, and we deserve it.
Well, I don't deserve to lose a
To
gold over a
splurge?
shitty.
Yeah, you absolutely deserve to splurge.
Yeah, it's 1 gold.
It's 1 gold. You're
We're
fine.
lit. We're gonna go hunt some elves and chop some heads off. We're gonna make our money back. You're fine. Have a drink.
Like 50 of your champagnes with this, though. Like,
Hold it down, maybe this time.
all right, but I really enjoy every single sip.
Yeah. Again, like, you know, it's like I said, like it is not the best wine you've ever had, but
I'm gonna act like it is.
But it certainly is the best wine you've ever had, if that makes sense.
But I'm also going to like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like finish your reading and like really, really consider joining us.
Yeah, you should do it. Wink, wink, nudge,
Oh.
nudge.
I'll think about it. I'm like part way, most of the way through the book at this point. Yeah,
So you guys have your meal for the evening. You have your drinks. Nothing too exciting kind of goes on for the rest of the evening. And in the morning, as you guys kind of come back down, again, most of the time with a place like this, your room and board is accompanied by meals. So you guys don't really have to worry about paying anything more for that. You guys get your bread and gravy in the morning. The gravy is more like it's like a brown gravy, and it has kind of like what you probably assume to just be the leftover meat chunks from last night. But it's not bad. But you are also given a note that says to go to the town hall when you guys kind of get moving for the day.
Oh, because what's his face said that we were gonna have a meeting with the mayor, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Ooh,
oh yeah.
eyes on, boys.
Let's go find what's his name? Grindar.
You're looking for Sir Miles Barrick is actually.
You're looking Miles.
Thought he was gonna set up a meeting for us.
Yes. And again, you guys have a note to go to the town hall.
Miles is the mayor, right?
Yes, Miles is the mayor. Grendar Coln is the half orc,
Okay.
and realistically, he is Sergeant Grendar Coln.
Ooh.
But he
Look
did not,
out.
he did not introduce himself as such.
Oh, that's kind of cute. A little wholesome.
So with that being said, unless you guys want to do anything else, like there's a outfitting shop here. There is obviously the town that you're in. There is also a temple here as well. And there's kind of a couple other little things, but you definitely get the impression that like if there's a blacksmith here, the blacksmith makes tools and maybe horseshoes. Jesus, like that kind of a thing. Probably not a weaponsmith by any stretch. Anyway. So yes. So unless you guys want to do anything else, you guys head off to the town hall.
Yep.
Cool. We're going to the town hall. You guys make your way over. You go in and you are greeted. There is a human female that is standing there. She is dressed similarly to the way that Grendar was. And she kind of sees you guys come in and says, welcome. I believe you are here to see the mayor, yes?
Yes. We were told to meet Sir Miles.
He says, ah, yes, you must be the ones that the sergeant met last night. I am Constable Dara Whitewood. I am his senior officer. If you would follow me, I will direct you to the mayor. She kind of,
Is there no map of this town at all?
Nope.
Imagination.
Yeah,
It's so dull.
we're playing our evening of imagination. I'm sorry.
No, I just can't envision this town. It's just so.
Well, that's a damn shame. Maybe you should go back to second edition where you actually had to relearn how to do that. So, with that being said, you guys are led kind of back to a kind of an open area, and there is a kind of an aging man. He's probably kind of mid-50s, maybe into his 60s, gentleman, kind of sitting behind a table. You can tell that he has some papers in front of him as he is sifting through them. He kind of notices you guys as he walks in. He stands up, kind of chest up, puts his hands behind his back, kind of crosses his hands behind his back, and he says, "Welcome. I am Sir Miles Barrick. What do we owe the pleasure of your visit?"
Tell him, Click Clack.
Shit sticks.
I am Tethysect, and these are my companions. And I introduce everybody. Burke, what is Burke's character?
Brown.
Braun. And I'm trying to remember everyone's character because it's not down on the bottom of the sheet. Ram, Click Clack, Ariel, and Braun. And we heard about a bounty on orc heads, and we have come to give assistance. And we have seen what they are capable of. They had burned down a farm a few days from here, and we put those people to rest, but we did not see any of the orcs.
He says, well, that is a shame. They have been causing quite some problems for us. But at least you have made it here safely. As it turns out, not 2 days past, we had captured one of their orc warriors. He was left for dead by his comrades, so we brought him back for questioning. Under some influence, and maybe a little bit of magic, we have divulged the monster's lair. We believe that it is in a lonely hill to the north called the Stone Tooth. With that being said, I would pay handsomely if you were to rid us of these pests and protect those that still live here. To that end, I am offering 25 gold per orc, dead or alive, as well as the gratitude of myself and anyone who live here.
Good deal.
I mean, it's an alright deal.
That's 25 glasses of that wine you drank.
Per orc.
You
How many were-
know how many orcs we're dealing with?
Yeah.
Any general number?
He says, unfortunately, we have not been able to pin down their numbers, but we believe there to be a dozen, maybe 2.
Alright. Pretty good payday. Do you still have this orc available for questioning?
He said, no. His wounds were grave, and we were not willing to nurse him back to health. given the damage that he and his kind have caused.
I probably would not have chosen mercy in that situation either.
It is a shame that it has come to this, but alas, those beasts have become a problem for many.
Indeed. Well, I think we're the guys for the job. You know, we almost killed a dragon once.
Baby dragon.
But
Still a dragon. You don't have to tell people.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
He's kind of like.
It's when he says baby, it's like they're young, but it's like 100 years, and he was trying to like do some dark ritual to gain the power of a bunch of other dragons. It's a bad deal. We stopped it though.
He says, well, then these orcs should prove no problem for you then, should they? And he kind of smiles in that like, oh fuck, these guys are all gonna go die. just like you guys start bickering and he's like, oh god, I'm sending these people to their death.
I haven't died yet, so.
Well, yet, keyword being yet. And he says, yes. Well, and to that end, we believe we have a pretty good idea about where this stone tooth is. My friend here should be able to provide you with a map of the area. And there is a kind of an assistant that is in the room with them, and kind of kind of says something like, hey, like, go get the map or whatever, and goes off and brings back. Basically, it's a rough map, but it gives you the general idea about where you're trying to go. It's about 30 miles north. And it should take you guys probably about 3 days to get there just because of the terrain. Typically, it would take you guys about 2 days, but it'll be kind of more dense forest, rough terrain. It gets a little rocky. So you guys have to basically take your time to get there.
Cool. You've been out here fighting the good fight. You have any advice for us before we venture on?
Don't let your guard down.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, that's such the great advice.
Solid.
They're orcs, and they fight like savages. They don't often retreat, and when they do, it only means that they aim to bring more.
Well, thank you for your wisdom.
He says, I hope it is enough.
Oh, you guys ready to hit it, or?
Sure thing.
So if there's anything you guys want to buy before you head out, let me know. But other than that, you guys.
I think I'm good. Are we level 5?
No.
Did we level up?
We didn't do anything.
Yeah, you
We
did.
role played Kristen.
Yeah, you guys
Oh.
did. You guys did a ton tonight.
I blinked a couple times.
You did. You ran in circles.
Yeah.
That was
Ripped open Ram's hand.
Eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bunch of popcorn.
Yeah,
You said
I got in a combat. I fought Ram's hand.
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
Level
Did
5.
damage too.
Yeah, I did stuff. I don't know what you fucking did tonight. But I played.
I threw up violently a couple times.
Yeah.
Level 6.
Yeah. Ram, I'm sorry, but your escapades of trajectory vomiting have actually lowered your level. So you're actually 3 again. You lost
I
experience.
got so many good hit points last level up too.
Yeah, well,
I don't think I can ever drink ale again after that experience. Is the thing. I think I'm scarred.
yeah. I mean, I think you help me try to remember that.
We'll peer pressure you into it.
But I definitely for like at least for a while I'm gonna have you roll when you drink it, And I don't know that it'll necessarily be like, gross projectile vomiting, but I may give you some nasty, well,
It won't feel
some
good.
side effects.
What are the alternatives? Mead and wine?
Yeah.
Well, obviously not wine. That shit's way too expensive. That was stupid.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna complain
that's
about that wine for the entire walk up to this place.
Hey, Berkeley, do you make your bed every day, or do you just make it for the game?
No, I made it earlier today when I got home.
You okay?
I'm not always a savage.
Oh, I've never made my bed since
what
living
kind of
here.
nerd makes their bed?
Why would you do that?
All right, it was
That's
actually
why I have
my
the
grandma when
cyberpunk
she came to
background.
clean.
Damn, so you have a senior citizen maid? That's fucked up. You have an old lady that come and cleans your shit for you.
Gets my clothes off the floor and
That's
shit.
so abusive.
Jesus.
I'm 22, man. I don't know how to do that stuff.
You absolutely should know how to do that stuff.
No, I'm in management. I learned to delegate.
Nice.
Handing out quests at work, one quest at a time.
Boy.
If
As a
someone told me to
person
do
that married-
something,
As a person that married someone that didn't know how to do their own laundry and iron and just function alone, please don't. Knock it off.
Yeah, I gotta find someone
Wow.
to manipulate and gaslight.
Amazing. Amazing.
God.
also, if someone told me to do something like they were giving out a side quest at work, I'd be so ready to do it. Oh there, adventurer!
It's
You
not
need to
a
mop up
quest.
this spill.
It's
like
all
a-
it's all retrieval quests. They're not fun. It's like the level 1 WoW quest. Like, hey, go get my boots from the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you walk 50 feet and walk back, and then they don't even give you like copper.
Less. It's fine. That was my jam. The level 1 WoW quest.
Going to fight Hogger.
Oh,
Shit, that's
15,
exciting.
30
Mine is, hey, go talk to this lady about comping her food, and she might scream at you, or she might just be happy.
Just need to roll a good persuasion check, that's all.
no, it's all about performance.
Nah,
All right.
dude,
Well, anyway, that's it for tonight. We will come back next week and explore the mine outside of Blastingdale.
All right. We're gonna go die in Sons of the Forest some.